Hi, it's me, Ingrid ENFP, and you might be wondering, why am I wearing these clothes inside? And it's because I left my stove on and went out for 2 hours before I realized, oh no, I left the stove on. So then I had to rush back home, which took me a half hour. And when I came in, there was tons of smoke, and the fire alarm was blasting, and I managed to. The only thing that was damaged was my pot and the pasta, and nothing else. It was only smoke. The only thing is that now all my windows are open to make sure that I get the smoke out of this place. So it's pretty cold. It's -9 degrees today, even though it's sunny outside. I don't know if you can see, guys. It's pretty sunny out there. But basically, my head is spinning because I've just inhaled too much smoke. Which is the perfect time to make a video, right, guys? I don't know. But what was a little bit embarrassing was that I opened the window, and then like a neighbor from upstairs that I've never seen before, because I don't talk to my neighbors, he like craned his neck out and asked me like, what was that? Are you doing okay? So it's pretty embarrassing. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. But the fire alarm had been going for 2 hours, so I don't know why he didn't evacuate his house, but maybe he didn't really realize what the fire alarm was. Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys that I was on my way to a cafe before I figured out that the fire alarm was going to go. Well, before I realized that I created a fire. I caused a fire. I was going to write the stuff that was going to go in the envelopes, but I haven't. So I have to do that today, and then I will post them in the mail. I was also supposed to buy stamps, and I didn't either. So yeah, I also had a driving class with my coworker today, which was awesome. And I guess that was kind of what boosted my confidence enough to like forget these kinds of things. I wanted to talk about another TE stupidity that I did, or SETI stupidity. Basically, I went to a conference with my work in another town, 4 hours away by bus, which was quite a lot for me as a European, you know. I know there's nothing for you Americans, but 4 hours is a lot in a car. Which is basically crossing Sweden. It's not that far north, but it's the furthest north that I have been. Basically, I haven't seen 2/3 of Sweden. The northern part is just... I haven't had the occasion to go there. But, so I went to this town, which is bigger than the town that I'm in, actually. And it's really in the middle of nowhere. It was beautiful, beautiful snow and everything. And we had lectures about medication, which was also good because it wasn't actually funded by the pharmaceutical industry, which is pretty rare for these kinds of things. So that was positive, and I got a lot of good tips for my job. I also met some people that were from like my medical school that have now moved across to other towns. So it was pretty interesting. And we had a dinner, and we got free food, and we got to be at a hotel. And I haven't been to a hotel for a long time. And usually when I was in a hotel, I was with my parents. I've never been in a hotel alone. So when I came into the room, I couldn't turn the lights on. Okay, so I was frantically trying to turn the lights on, and I was like, oh shit, the lights don't work in here, you know? I saw something by the door that was like lit up, but I thought that was a sensor, you know, that like could tell if you were in the room. But I didn't figure out that you were supposed to put the card in there, the key card. Because it didn't look like a key card holder, it looked like a regular switch. So I thought that was a switch, I was pushing on it, but if I thought 2 seconds, if I'd had the TI 2 seconds of reflection, you know, the logical thought, I would have stopped 2 seconds and tried to figure it out. Instead, what I do is that I go down the stairs, 4 flights, talk to the person at the front desk, and the person at the front desk is like, "You can't miss it," you know? And I was like, but I did just miss it. And she said, like, "It's on the right by the door." And I said, "I didn't see anything at the right by the door." She said, "Oh, okay, I'll follow you up." So she followed me up, and I felt really stupid when I figured out that I'd messed up. So this is the kind of thing that I think us as TE, TI, SESI, blind people, we just get into these stupid situations that like sensors and thinkers don't get into. So yeah, it was kind of dumb now, the stuff that I did. I'm trying to think of another example. I mean, I've told you guys about the situation that I had with my INFJ friend with self-scanning machines, where I was just like punching a bunch of buttons to like get out as fast as we could. And he was like, it took him a while, but he managed to figure out how the self-scanning machines worked because he has TI. So yeah. I've got a request from Brocky Todd. Hello, Brocky Todd. I see that you comment on all my videos, so thank you. He wanted to know more about my random doctor stuff. I can't really talk about a lot of doctor stuff because I have to have patient secrecy. Also, since I am at work all day, I don't really love talking about work outside of work. I already do that enough with my doctor friends. But sometimes I do have interesting things. I don't have much interesting now, but what was interesting was, the conference that I went to, which is for several regions in Sweden, and I think that I met an ENTP and an ENFP, and we sat on the bus ride back for 4 hours and just talked like crazy. The ENFP, she had like a frog keychain and really cute little buns, and the ENTP, he just kept teasing me like all the time. He was just teasing everybody all the time. But like, I think that he could see that we were both really quick. I think that NE recognizes NE. Like, we're just so happy to see another NE user that like gets it, you know? So I can see that he wanted to connect with me, and you can see the inferior FE and ENTPs where they so desperately want to be your friend, you know? And so you think that, oh, well, they're extroverts, you know, like they'll just flit from person to person. Also, they have the NE, so you think that they just flit from person to person, but somehow they get like attached to me. Like they want to help me, a poor lost soul who also shares certain of their brain, like the intelligence of the ENTP. So that's nice. This guy just afterwards he sent me a cottagecore TikTok, and it's like we didn't even talk about cottagecore. Like we didn't even talk about cutesy stuff, but like it seems like he figured out that that's the sort of thing that I like, and he sent that to me, like without any context. He just sent it. Any users, when they send a meme or something, like there's no context, they just send it, you know? Especially like if you're NE dominant. My INFJ friend was friends with an ENFP, and the ENFP just sends him stuff on the phone, all the time, and my INFJ friend doesn't get the humor because it's any absurd humor that has like zero context. Often not very funny, but it's kind of like inside jokes or something. It's more. I like any stuff, but any dominants are really into like really stupid humor at times. But so that was an interesting meetup. I haven't worked with this guy, but he seems extremely intelligent. I also saw that on Facebook he keeps posting, like he keeps actually doing really nerdy stuff, like respond to like a medical journal in the comments section. So yeah, I stalk people. It's kind of funny because my INFJ friend, my ISFJ friend, and me, we met up, and it seems like me and the ISFJ, like we stalk people a little bit more than my INFJ does. I think that's because like we want to store a library about people and with our SI, while my INFJ friend is going more into what he can glean from psychologically, about the person. Anyway, back to the conference. My supervisor was with me, and she's an ISFJ, but she's very much an introvert, so she didn't want to socialize with all these people. She went and walked around the town alone rather than like go attend all the lectures. I like attending the lectures because it gives me new ideas and stuff. And basically, I think that since I don't have the sensing, I can see the town from the hotel and from the conference center. The really big window is beautiful. So I didn't feel the need to explore more because there wasn't much in that town. I didn't really, like, as long as I see certain views, I don't need to go through the town systematically, or like I don't need to really feel like I explored the town physically to feel like I've explored it mentally. So I thought that was a pretty interesting difference. My ISFJ supervisor doesn't like talking to the colleagues in the coffee room because she prefers to work in silence and alone, which kind of reminds me of my ISFJ friend, because when we were studying, he would always sit in like the quiet room in the library, and I can't work in a quiet room because I just get so self-conscious and nervous. So I think that there is something to it that I need some noise in order to function. I need some chaos. I like talking to people, even if I don't agree with them. So yeah, I think that was great. And I haven't actually been meeting a lot of patients because I'm trying to do all of the courses that I can before I go on different placements. So next week I'll be going to another course, and a few weeks after that I'll be going to a course in Stockholm, so that will also be fun. I do think that I'll be talking about more of like my patient work in the future, but at the moment I'll wait a little bit with that unless I find something that actually hits me, yeah. Tell me what you guys think. Have a great day. Bye.